The number of files grew by 600%. Hi, I'm Melinda Grimaldi. I'm an estate planning and real estate attorney in South Florida. So we had tried a few different vendors to help us strategize and implement strategies that we had. For different reasons, it wasn't working out. We even tried to do some of that in-house. We just couldn't get certain things moving quickly enough. And so we were wasting time and money and not getting the results we were looking for. I think it was the particular webinar where we did it ourselves. We tried to promote a webinar on our own using Facebook ads, and it just bombed on so many levels. And that was like the tipping point that we definitely can't. We didn't like those vendors, but we definitely are not equipped to do it ourselves. So we need someone to help us. But we were trying to grow the estate planning practice area, and it was just delaying that from moving, right? So it was keeping things stagnant. I was referred to SalesPartners by a good friend who also uses SalesPartners, and also knew other clients as well. So that's kind of how we came across you guys. I tried other vendors that just didn't work out for what I needed. I needed like someone helping me do stuff, but I also needed someone helping me strategize and think of, okay, what's the next move? What's the next lever to turn? And so I wasn't getting that with other vendors. It was like only one thing, and the strategy part was missing. You came highly recommended, in addition to wanting to try something different, like and having the weekly calls and all. And based on that, that's why I decided to proceed to try you guys out. Well, just in general, I'm always apprehensive with all marketing vendors because a lot of promises are made and there's no follow through. It was my concern, right? Until you know a company, you don't know them. Until you work with people, you don't really know how it's going to play out. I was expecting it to be profitable, right? That was my expectation. I think coming in, other than that, it was like, let's figure out a way to make it profitable, this venture. It sometimes feels like I almost have like a fractional marketing advisor in-house, because I get to get on and strategize with Will and have him help me do stuff, help me review things, help me come up with ideas, bounce ideas off. And all those things to me are really important, because not only, instead of just hiring someone to tell me what to do, I have someone helping me do it. So I feel like I have someone actually in my team. So that's why the fractional kind of, I don't know what position that would be, but a marketing coordinator or advisor, director. And then for me also having the space to carve out to just brainstorm and troubleshoot and have ideas was very valuable. The meeting I think is critical for all of it to work. Because I probably wouldn't be spending that 1 hour a week to think about things, because just everyone else is on my calendar, right? But this is my time to say, okay, how are we doing? What's the next move? Let's keep pushing it forward. We were able to increase pretty much every lever in the webinar process, in the marketing for the webinar. We were able to increase registration rates, show up rates, schedule rates, because it wasn't just the stuff, right? Like, Will helped me improve my presentation style and the presentation itself. He helped me improve my sales call ability. He's been training my intake team. So all the levers from like marketing all the way to sales have been constantly improving. And so when I started, I think I was at like 15-20% conversion rate. And for the month of February to date, as of Monday, I'm at a 50%. The profitability is still like forming, right? Because we invested a lot in the last year, but now that things are flowing, now we're actually, all the levers are fine-tuned and things are starting to. So the number of files grew by 600%. We started off really small, but still we're like small but mighty, right? So now that every month is really getting so much better. So I think that number is going to increase dramatically in the next few months also. I have maybe 3 people working on stuff that we talk about on the meeting. So obviously, if it's not going to be me, it's going to be somebody else, right, doing it. So I practice sales scripts. I was constantly tweaking and reviewing, taking into account what Will was teaching me. That's just one thing, right? Then continuously building out our pre-post webinar, pre-post sales call, drip campaigns will help us with the copy and the strategy, but I needed someone to implement and design and use the tools and the HubSpot and everything. So we were doing a lot of work at the same time, but sometimes I don't have the time to carve out enough to delegate. So this allowed us to make a plan and then create projects and then, delegate, because I have a lot of people helping me do, but if I don't have the plan and the structure to do that, then, where do we start? What's the priorities? We have all these things, but now let's move this. This is actually more important. And now I have the space to have that conversation too. Definitely I'll be able to hit my targets, right? So I had the same targets probably last year. It just took a while to build all the things we needed to do to make this marketing campaign work, right? So now that it's working, I'm hitting my goals, so I'm getting paid more. I'm able to have a pipeline that's full, so it also has more peace of mind versus before it was always like I would start the month having to find the business. Now the business is already there and I'm building it for the future months. So that's peace of mind, I think. And that just creates more flow for everything else. It feels great. Like things are working, right? It feels great when things work. It feels great when things are generating income and making it happen. Especially, as a CEO of 2 companies, trying to do a lot of things. We definitely, even though I think I'm great at marketing as an individual, I still needed support for some of the technical things. I still needed the time to carve out. I still needed someone to bounce ideas off and help me prioritize. I still needed someone so if you're good at marketing, doesn't mean that you shouldn't hire professionals to make sure, to help you get there quicker. Because I've had an in-house marketing team for many, many years, and only now that I'm asking for outside help, I really had that next level growth. There's only so much you can do on your own. Another piece of advice I would probably give is that to really build something, if you're building something big, it takes time. Of course, paying attention to metrics and profitability, but sometimes making sure you don't give up too quickly.